Evening merry drinkers, welcome back. Another absolute scorcher in Christchurch today. I'm building up to England, Norway, which is on in about an hour. So I'm gonna get a nice refreshing IPA into me. I've got a beer from Dark Revolution. I went up there a few weeks ago now for a 1,000 subscriber special, which will be out on the Hobby Trevor as soon as I can sort the sound out on the videos. It was a working brewery and a bit loud. They gave me some cans to try on the way home. This is I Know Kung Fu, a 6.5% IPA. And the nice thing about Dark Revolution is that they always put their hops, if I can get that focus for you, pop the hops cold and hot side on the back. I find their IPAs always pretty decent, if not on the exceptional side. Their house hazy yeast, where they always tend to use up, that may be part of the blend. This does have Superdelic on the hot side, and then Motueka and Sauvin on the cold side. So I'm assuming Superdelic can be quite candied when it's dry hopped. As it's in the hot side, I think it's much more lime based, and given Motueka and Sauvin are going to be white grape and lime, this is describing itself as a mojito in a can. They're into their skulls on the can art. This is obviously linked to the Matrix, when Neo is learning how to do stuff.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
I got it for free. It is $4.99, I think, on Trembling Madness, if you want to grab a can. I did buy myself, I treated myself to a glass when I was there. This was, if you ever do go to Dark Revolution, they're just north of Salisbury city centre. They've got a great tap room in there with music and pool and a massive selection of all their beers, and then they brew just to the back, set by the airfield on the edge of town near Old Sarum. See what she looks like. I've got that traditional English nerves, as always before watching the football. I'm not a massive national team fan, but they're a great bunch of lads this year. And after the Mexico result, I'm fully involved. And just get one that's just going to be mushrooming up over the top. So we've got a very deep yellowy, slight tinge of orange. It's completely opaque, and a generous 3 fingers, very sort of compact head off the top of it. Instant smell of lime off the top of it, very, very pronounced. There's also a slight earthiness to it. It's a big head. It's ever so subtle on the nose. I might go back to see what it properly smells like afterwards, but this looks very, very promising. Cheers. There's a lovely smooth mouthfeel to it. There's a slight, ever so slight bit of fizz, like a light to a medium body for a 6.5%, and it's getting me. That lime is just at the back of the mouth already. It's wonderfully creamy in the mouth. And there's loads of sharp citrus in there. You can definitely get a lot of lime. There's like a crushed white grape from the Sauvin. Now the head's dying down a bit, you can smell that a little bit better. It's predominantly lime. There's a bit of earth, and then you can get a little bit of grapey citrus. Nose is very delicate compared to the punch it gives you in the mouth when you're drinking it. If you love lime, if you're proper into your Nelson Sauvin and your Motueka, this is bang on. I like it because it's balanced out with that slight creaminess. There's a lingering bittering at the back, but I say it's definitely a sweet loaded IPA. It's been 30 degrees plus again today, and that is hitting the spot quite nicely. It's very, very drinkable. That sort of light to medium body does mean you can sort of belt it back, and at 6.5%, probably might want to drink it slightly slower, but you might be a bit of pre-match nerves before getting involved. Yeah, delicate nose. It's very, that creamy sharpness is right on the front of your tongue, that sort of sweetness. And that lingers around, and you swallow it back. There is a little bit of bitterness in there, but not loads. You get a lingering sweet, creamy lime. The hot side Superdelic, when it's gone with the boils, that sort of red berry candied fruit, which I think you sometimes can get with that hop, has obviously been boiled out. The cold side, the Motueka and the Nelson Sauvin, just in case anyone's watching you doesn't particularly know, that's probably going to be a dry hop, and you're looking much more for the maintaining the oils to give it flavour, but then also the nose comes from the cold side. Stuff that goes into the boil tends to dissipate out. You're looking, that's the core flavour of the beer, whereas all the bells and whistles tend to be on the cold side of the dry hop. Yeah, limey earth is lovely. The limey creaminess, I think it does say mojito on the can. I'm going to give them that. There's white grape in there. It's lovely. It'll get me prepped. I don't think it's on the Dark Revolution website as it is. I think they're a small batch brewer, so you've got to be kind of on it on those initial releases. House of Trembling Madness do seem to be buying from Dark Revolution and now having it on their site. You can get that for $4.99, and I think it's money well spent for a 6.5% IPA. If you like your New Zealand hops, it's delivering everything that you want. Oh, that's lovely. Let me go down, sit back, sit my hands, get incredibly nervous for the next hour, and hopefully when this video goes up tomorrow, there'll be a little celebration that the three lines have done it again, rather than the quarter-final hurdle that we usually hit each and every World Cup. But to Dark Revolution, cheers.